From here in the McKell building. Paraphernalia, I think first thing comes to mind when I go travelling, particularly like overseas, I think of all the things I need to put together, all the bits and bobs I need to travel with, PowerPoints and passes and jumpers and swimmers in case I go swimming, and in the end, of course, they're all there, bits and pieces, way over the 30 kilos weight limit, and so then I have to gradually take out the bits that I don't really need. If I was stranded in the desert, what three things would I...
You would bring with you and why?
Oh, okay, walking off into the desert.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the first would be water, obviously. The next thing would be my GPS. with the built-in alarm system that notified all emergency organisations as to where I was. And the third thing would actually be a tarpaulin, because I've seen in the movies that if you run out of water and you're waiting, you can sleep with a tarpaulin over you, and the moisture in the air condenses at night and pools into a little pool, and you could drink it every day and you could survive. Today's meeting is the first meeting of the new executive. So to comment on that, when I arrived here late, I noticed that everyone was organising the meeting. It was great. Mark was photocopying, and everyone chipped in, as everyone does, to make the meeting a success. It's a great thing to see. And that was most impressive, and everything was set up properly. Our chairperson, Crystal has run the meeting very smoothly and on time. The comment on Toastmaster, it was great to see how she explained the role of Toastmaster. She gave a wonderful introduction to the speakers. I use the word mellow here, it's away from the lectern. It's a lovely listening voice to hear Crystal speak. It's great. She remembered to call on the evaluator to Robert to give the objectives, but then I forgot Sean. It's easy to do, but she remembered that she forgot Sean, which is more important. Just one area of improvement is to lead the clapping. And early on, clapping was very over the place. So to lead the clapping would be the only one suggestion for improvement. Robert, for evaluating Angela, he stuck very much to the objectives of Angela's speech, which is the organisation. So he commented on the introduction, on how it flowed, and on the ending, which was the whole point of the exercise. And then he reiterated those points. The one area for improvement is that a lot of the comments were directed as you, and the head was turned towards you did this, you did that. And in evaluation, we're meant to be addressing as a speech to the audience, talking about the other person. So it's a thing to always remember. Sean, evaluating Mark, again, reiterated, it was good. He was going to reiterate the objectives anyway in his speech, which is always good, and the time involved. He moved the lectern away, which is a comment that I was going to say, that because the lectern's set up here initially, you're not tied to that. So it's up to you as an individual. If you don't like that position, then move it. And Sean did do that. He was very animated. He talked about the objectives. The only one area I would comment on was the objectives of the speech was vocal variety. So I don't remember, there wasn't a lot of comment on that particular aspect of the speech. There were comments on the other parts of the speech, which were all valid, but not on that one particular one. Adelina as topics master, forgotten, we'll come back to that. As topics master, great, she asked the guests first, are you willing to do this or not? Which is always good, and then explained what the process was. We often take that for granted. Adelina remembered that. She's very enthusiastic. And they were great questions. She had enough questions up her sleeve. We could have gone all afternoon on those questions. And they were really answerable questions. You know, the time we have to get a question that you know you can come up with something in that time really achieves that purpose. And we should always have topics, table topics. The evaluations with Chadappa evaluates the way we should evaluate. There's nothing more to comment on. It's in the third person, and he's focusing not on so much what the person said, but just picking those areas of what they did well, how they did it, and so on, and giving areas for improvement. With Mark, likewise, gave a good resume, a summary of what people were saying. The one, again, area of advice is the first person, the you and the your. At one stage looking to people and saying, you did this, you did that. Just focus on doing it in the third person would make it even better. And Colleen, with the timing on the atomic clock, great introduction. And again, explaining, particularly to guests, and reminding us that we time things to make absolutely sure that we can control our time and we're conscious of it. And what's going to happen, we're going to get better and better at pacing ourselves in our speeches. Going back to the very beginning that I forgot, here it is. Gulam with his suggestion of paraphernalia. 6 syllables, that's it's almost a record. I think we've had longer words. It was great because everyone could relate once they understood the term. Great topic, great choice of word, and everyone could respond to it. And Colleen, the toast, we should do toasts at every meeting because that was great. And you know, let's change smack us on the back of the head. It's a great line. And then the important thing is, and then just to change. Just the toast is actually short, simple, and we can all say it. The one area of improvement is to ask everyone then to please take your seats back again. The one thing we often forget. Madam Chairman, that's my evaluation.
We're running close to finish, but I'd like to now call on the guest speakers to give us some feedback. So we'll start with James.